Going into the defense side now, they weren't very proactive with their actual witnesses. They didn't bring anybody, but their tactic was more of to poke holes in the prosecution's witnesses that they brought up, which they did a pretty good job most of the time. But some of that evidence the prosecution had was so strong they couldn't really do anything with it. But an example of this is when the prosecution brought in the lead detective. Melly's defense really showed how many avenues that the lead detective did not follow up on, like threats that Melly was getting online around the time of the murders. The detective didn't investigate that at all. Another suspect thing, which I think is the biggest suspect aspect of the trial, was that they found like DNA just before the trial started, which was a bit weird. Like, this murders happened 4 or 5 years ago, but they found new evidence just before the trial. So it kind of looks like maybe the investigators maybe planted some stuff. They were kind of moving the angle of, oh, they're jealous of this young rapper making more money than them. But it was suspicious the way they found evidence not long before the trial and while the trial was actually happening. They had one good witness from the defense who basically corroborated that Melly was distraught when he found out about the killings, and he was upset. And he even confirmed that the phone that they were using was used by multiple people. So it again is casting a bit of doubt that the phone itself was Melly's and maybe he wasn't actually at the murder. Another thing that I felt was overall the theme that the defense tried to put into the minds of the jury was that Bortland was the actual shooter, or could have been the shooter. And again, it's not about snitching on Bortland, but it's about casting doubt that Melly actually is the shooter. Because if there's any doubt, you can't give a guilty verdict. It was a good ploy, but for me, the prosecution's witnesses that explained the trajectory of the way the bullets entered the victims, it was super unlikely that the driver, Bortland, would have done those shootings. Particularly where the physical evidence got on Bortland, it was impossible for him to have done the shooting.